Aadhaar enabled payments are powerful, but now they are safer too. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about the new RBI rules regarding the Aadhaar enabled payment system. Okay. Before starting the discussion, I would like to tell you that we have launched the RBI Grade B 2025 preparation kit. This is completely free. You'll be getting 10 PDF ebooks in this particular preparation kit. The link is there in the description. You can definitely subscribe for this preparation kit. You'll be getting RBI Grade B complete guide, 100 plus economics and finance terms, RBI Grade B previous year questions, budget of 25-26 highlights with MCQs, RBI Grade B 2024 AIR 1 notes will also be there in this course. 60 plus model ESI and FM descriptive answers, quant and reasoning formula ebooks, 20 model essays for RBI Grade B, 500 general awareness MCQs and 120 plus management MCQs will be there in this particular preparation kit. This will be very helpful for your examination, and it is totally free of cost. You can check out this and subscribe for it. You can also download the Oliveboard application. There you will be getting all the PDFs related to all the YouTube sessions. And we have launched the RBI Grade B 2025 complete course as well. This is both for your phase 1 and phase 2. This is with books. We are giving physical books as well in this particular course. You can later on check out the course highlights as well. Let's get the discussion started. So RBI issues directions on due diligence of Aadhaar Enabled Payment System, which is none other than your AePS system, right? So RBI has now issued directions on due diligence of the Aadhaar Enabled Payment System Touchpoint operators. So what is AePS? What is AePS Touchpoint operators and all? We'll be having a detailed discussion regarding this. So now these directions are covering the due diligence part and the risk management part. These are the guidelines that RBI has issued, right? So let's start the discussion. The first and the most important thing that you need to remember is these rules will start from 1st of January 2026, right? These rules will apply from 1st of January 2026, first day of the new year. So RBI has released new rules to stop the frauds happening through AePS. Now there are a lot of frauds happening through the Aadhaar enabled payment system because of the misuse of this technology, right? There were a lot of frauds that were happening. So RBI here has released a new guidelines so that to regulate these kind of things and to eliminate the fraud instances. So these rules focus on checking who is allowed to run AePS touchpoints. Now what AePS touchpoint is all about? First let's discuss about what is AePS. AePS is nothing but a payment system, right? Aadhaar enabled payment system. So it is nothing but a payment system which is Aadhaar enabled, where you can use the Aadhaar number plus your fingerprint or OTP to withdraw cash or deposit cash or to transfer money, or you can just check out your balance as well, get a mini statement related to your current balance of account. Now AePS works across the banks and is run by NPCI. NPCI is none other than your National Payment Corporation, right? National Payment Corporation of India. So here I have pasted the screenshots from the circular as well so that you can get a feel of that circular as well, though I will advise you to just read it in a summary manner, right? You can download this PDF and read it in a summary manner and watch this video. That's also fine, right? So Aadhaar enabled payment system is nothing but a payment system which is operated by NPCI. NPCI is your UPI wala entity, right? That facilitates the interoperable transactions using the Aadhaar enabled authentication. So how we will be authenticating the transaction? Via Aadhaar, right? Via our Aadhaar based OTP or maybe biometric. So AePS plays a prominent role in enabling the financial inclusion. We all know that AePS has enhanced the financial inclusion. So in the recent times, there were some reports of fraud through the AePS. So people are using AePS. They are misusing, I will say, for fraud purpose, right? So identity theft, compromise of customer credentials, protect these kind of instances were there. So in order to protect the bank customers and maintain trust and confidence in this technology, there is a need to enhance the robustness of the AePS, right? RBI felt a need for enhancement of the robustness of this technology, so they have brought this guideline. So accordingly announced in the statement on development and regulatory policies as well, dated 2024 February. So now they have come out with the complete guidelines here. The first we have discussed about AePS. Then let's talk about what is AePS touchpoint operators. What do you mean by AePS touchpoint operator? So ATOs, we call it as ATOs as well as in the short form, right? AePS touchpoint operators. So they are the agents, or they can be shopkeepers as well, who help people to do AePS transaction. Now if I am living in a village and I want to do a AePS transaction, then definitely I can get in touch with this particular agent or shopkeeper for that, right? Let me just give you a quick example. So let's suppose I am living in a village. I want to do a transaction. I can do it via bank. No, because there is no bank in my village. Is there a AePS facility via agent? Yes, there is an agent, or this can be a shopkeeper as well, who is the agent of the bank. So I can do this transaction via this agent or shopkeeper. So this is nothing but ATO, right? This is nothing but AePS touchpoint operators. We call it AePS touchpoint operators. So these are the agent or shopkeeper who help people do the AePS transaction using their Aadhaar at a mobile phone or at machine as well. So it can be a mobile place as well. It's not like that ki it will be always a fixed machine, right? Mobility is very well appreciated here as well. So these operators are appointed by banks. Let's suppose this particular agent has been appointed by HDFC Bank. So they are doing transaction on behalf of HDFC Bank. They are facilitating the transaction to the customer on behalf of the HDFC Bank. This is the basic criteria, right? So here is the definition of AePS. Acquiring bank. Acquiring bank here means HDFC Bank in our example. So the bank which onboards the AePS touchpoint. Now what happens? This particular agent or shopkeeper needs to be first onboarded on the platform of HDFC Bank before doing any kind of transaction. First, HDFC Bank needs to onboard this particular ATO, AePS touchpoint operator. This agent is a ATO, AePS touchpoint operator. The first they need to be onboarded on the platform of HDFC before doing any kind of customer transaction, right? Before doing any kind of customer transaction, they first need to onboard themselves with the bank. They need to associate themselves with the bank, right? So the bank will be which will onboard the AePS touchpoint operator will be called as acquiring bank. So here in our case, HDFC Bank is the acquiring bank, and we already discussed about the touchpoint. This is the shopkeeper, or it can be an agent, right? Sorry, this is touchpoint, right? This is not operator. Touchpoint operator is the shopkeeper or agent. Touchpoint operator, ATO. So it's an individual onboarded by the acquiring bank who operates the AePS touchpoint. Now AePS touchpoint is what? It is nothing but it can be a machine, right? It's nothing but a terminal deployed by the acquirer bank to facilitate AePS transaction, which shall also include mobile as well as fixed point. So either it can be a fixed point, right? Like a fixed ATM, or it can be a mobile machine as well. That means such kind of machine which is moving from village to village. It can be that as well, right? So that's AePS touchpoint. So what happens usually here is HDFC Bank, which is the acquiring bank. This is the acquiring bank. They have appointed a particular AePS touchpoint. Right? It can be either mobile or it can be a fixed point as well, right? Now, who is a AePS touchpoint operator? This is an operator, individual operator, which is being onboarded by the acquiring bank. So now, who will operate this AePS touchpoint? Somebody needs to be there. So we appoint a ATO, AePS touchpoint operator. So this operator is being onboarded by the HDFC Bank to operate this AePS touchpoint. I hope this is very well clear now as of now. Okay. So before moving ahead, we need to clarify. First of all, we need to know the basic things of the circular or the direction. We need to at least know about the definitions, right? So this is the rule. Basically, this is how the mechanism works. So what should bank do before appointing the ATO? So HDFC Bank will be appointing a ATO, let's suppose. Now what HDFC Bank needs to do before appointing the ATO? They need to do a proper due diligence. They need to do a proper background check. So banks must do a KYC check. Do the KYC check of this ATO, right? Because all the frauds are being taking place. Majority of the frauds are being taking place because of this ATO, right? So do a KYC check. Just like they do it for a customer, do it for the ATO as well, whether the ATO is proper or not, whether all the documents are being submitted by the ATO or not. Now there can be case that ATO can be already a business correspondent or a already registered agent of a bank, right? In that case, you already do have a KYC. Before becoming business correspondent, that ATO must have submitted the KYC documents with the concerned bank, right? In that case, you can use the same KYC. In that case, you can use the same KYC. Now, bank must update the KYC from time to time. If there is any kind of change in the address or if there is any kind of change in the name, bank needs to update the KYC from time to time. That's another provision. In some of the cases, these ATOs become inactive. Now, we need to know that when a ATO will become inactive. If there are no transactions for 3 months, if this particular ATO is not doing any kind of transaction for continuous period of 3 months, in that case, this particular ATO will be inactive. We'll be saying that keep this particular ATO is inactive, right? If they haven't done any kind of transaction for 3 months, in that case, the bank need to redo the KYC again, right? The bank needs to redo the KYC in case of inactive ATO. Please redo the KYC. That's the provision, right? Then due diligence of the AePS touchpoint operator. We have already discussed this point, right? We need to do the due diligence of the AePS touchpoint operator, and whatever I have told you is written also in this particular circular, right? So how should bank manage the risk? Now there is a criteria of risk management as well. First criteria is due diligence. So we have already done a background verification check by doing the KYC, right? In case if it is a business correspondent, we need to just use that KYC which is already submitted, and in case if it is a case of ATO which is inactive, then in that case we need to redo the KYC. And what is a inactive ATO? 3 months से कोई भी transaction नहीं किया, तो we'll call it as inactive ATO. Next, how bank should manage the risk. Now how to do the risk management? So bank needs to keep a watch. They need to continuously track the ATO. Bank needs to keep an eye on whatever ATO is doing as of now. So how many transactions they are doing, from when they are doing, from where they are doing, from how fast they are doing the transactions. Like each and every activity you need to know about that ATO, right? So that if there is any kind of risk, then it can be managed immediately. Then high activity or unusual patterns. If there is a high activity or any kind of unusual pattern in the operations of the ATO, then you need to check for fraud, right? You need to check for fraud. That's a red flag. High activity or unusual patterns are always a red flag. Then review regularly. You need to review continuously. So regular review their fraud detection system. So you need to regularly review your fraud detection system as well and make changes if required as per the changing time. Then there is control tech integration. Now sometimes there is API integration as well, or any kind of technology integration is there in the AePS system, right? ATO system as well. So in that case of any technology or software integration used must only be for AePS work and nothing else, right? If there is some kind of software or there is any kind of some technology integration into the ATO, then that should be used only for AePS purpose only, not for any personal purpose or any other purpose, right? It should be completely mutually exclusive for AePS work only, not at all for any kind of other work. Now, why these rules are important? Because we have seen multiple times financial and non-financial cases because of this ATO problem, right? Because of the ATO problem. That's why RBI here is strengthening the rules and regulations related to the KYC norms, or I can say they are asking for doing the due diligence and having a proper risk management framework so that these fraud cases can be eliminated or reduced, right? So I have given that risk management criteria as well. Basically, this particular guideline is having a due diligence criteria that we already discussed, and there is a risk management criteria as well. So the acquiring bank needs to monitor the activities of ATO as well on a continuous basis. They need to set operational parameters, business risk profile of the ATO, location, type of the ATO, and a lot of things, right? They need to periodically review as well the operational parameters that they have already decided. Okay. So that's basically the provision, guys. Okay, so I'm giving you 2 questions for your homework purpose as well, right? In your free time, you can definitely do these questions and let me know in the comment section what should be the correct choice as per your opinion. Okay, this is the first question. To reduce the fraud in the Aadhaar enabled payment system, RBI has mandated the acquiring bank must carry out due diligence of the AePS Touchpoints operator in accordance with which of the following guidelines? Options are in front of you. Do let me know in the comment section. Next question is, as per the RBI 2025 guidelines, what is the minimum period of inactivity after which an AePS touchpoint operator must undergo a fresh KYC before being re-enabled, right? So do let me know in the comment section what do you think should be the correct choice here. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you soon in some other video. Bye bye. Take care.